All right, cool. Right, I'm gonna start from here then. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and record this and put it on YouTube. So yeah, I've got Wolf Girl with me here. I'm going to be doing a discussion with her today about the NA and EU release and some of the stuff that they're going to be doing on it and the PvP. So yeah, say hi, Wolf Girl.
Hello.
She is also a Black Desert streamer as well as you stream other games too, don't you?
I am an MMO multicaster, so I kind of give my opinions on lots of different MMOs.
Okay, so you've probably got quite a good insight to how you think MMOs are going to do because you played so many.
Yeah.
Because I've pretty much come straight across from World of Warcraft, and I did play Arcade when it came out, but that kind of, well, we all know how Arcade went, really, don't we? That was pretty fucking tragic, that game, if I'm honest. It's kind of upsetting, but I'm kind of hoping that this is why I've invested so much time into Black Desert, because I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't cause the same issue that was caused with Arcade, mainly the pay-to-win arena. So, did you see the updates that came out today that they released in the diary?
I did. I read the diary. Yes, I did. Of course, that's not out yet on the servers that I play, but I did have.
Because they put out the fact that because one of the big concerns that everyone's had for the Black Desert release is the fact that on the European servers, I'm not sure if on the Russian servers, do you have to use energy to process? You don't, do you?
No, you don't. Not on the Russian servers.
Right.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So on Russian, on Korea, and Korea as well, you don't have to pay any energy to process materials. However, on the EU and NA servers, you are going to have to use energy, and lots of people were really pissed off about this. And lots of people thought this was going to be the problem of the game. It's kind of like the bottleneck that Arcade had almost. From the Labour system.
Yeah, there's the Labour system, I said Labour, there you go. You got me saying Labour.
Yeah,
the energy system on Russia does work slightly different to the energy system on KR though. There are certain things that do require energy on Russia, which don't require on Korea. Korea definitely has the best energy system, I think.
Yeah, I feel like I always have energy on Korea. At the moment, I'm sat at 83 energy, and I can spam fish. And I'll never lose energy, for example. And I hope it's going to be the same like that on Europe or NA, because I'd hate to think that I would run out of energy from fishing. But hopefully they haven't increased it or anything. I doubt they would have. But the fact that they're processing, because what they said today in the die release was that they are going to be keeping the energy cost for processing, but they have confirmed that there's going to be absolutely no cash shop items in the game available to regenerate your energy. So, I mean, that kind of takes away the pay-to-win aspect of energy crafting and stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's always really good to hear them say, hey, we're not going to put in pay-to-win things, and announcing that is definitely a step. Though, as I have seen with many MMOs in the past, they will announce that they're not going to do something, and on release they won't do it, but that doesn't necessarily mean they won't eventually. Now, I'm not going to say they will, but it doesn't confirm that they're never going to do it. It
has happened before. Things like that have definitely happened before, where they said, "Oh no, we'll never do that. No, don't worry about it." 3 months later, okay, yeah, guys, we're doing this.
Yes,
it's
yes.
kind of like, oh damn, man, why? So hopefully that won't happen. But for now, it sounds good. And they've also mentioned that they're going through. They're talking about making an NPC in the game that will allow you to bottle up your energy that you haven't used, and then sell it on the marketplace. What do you think about that? Because I think it will help people like me. I don't really like crafting. I don't play MMOs for crafting. Like, I'll do it a bit. I'll make a boat, of course. Love boats. Always do it in every game I play when you can make one. But everything else besides that, if I can avoid it, I will. So I would much rather bottle up my energy and sell it on the marketplace. But then am I almost being rewarded for completely ignoring a feature in a game? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but I can also kind of agree with you on the whole. Yeah, maybe crafting is not the greatest thing in the world, and a lot of people don't like crafting. And the problem is that with a lot of these games, if you don't use up your energy, you actually miss out big time.
Yeah.
Because you're not using it, you're making less money than everyone else because everyone else is doing all these things. But what you have to bear in mind is there are some people that just like to grind monsters, and grinding monsters in Black Desert is probably one of the funnest games when it comes to grinding due to the combat system.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like maybe it's actually quite a good idea, because it means that some people don't want to craft. I mean, and the great thing already is that there's not gear in this game that's you must craft this gear. Most gear can be crafted or found from monsters, which is awesome. So adding in this system where you can actually sell your energy to other players is quite a nice idea, because a lot of people won't use that energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, because in this game so far, I don't know, you've been playing this game a lot longer than I have, I think. How long have you been playing Black Desert for?
I've been playing Black Desert for about 3 months.
Yeah, so you've been playing way longer than me. So, from what I've seen so far, in the armor that I've picked up, and the armor that my guild mates have, and the armor that other people have told me about, it seems that pretty much every piece is available from mobs. I haven't actually seen a piece yet where someone's gone, oh, you've got to craft that. Is there armor in the game that you have to craft, or is there none?
There are things that you can only get via crafting, but most of them are just not as good as other things.
Right.
Especially due to the fact that the majority of stuff, like the large majority, is things that you can get either from crafting or from grinding mobs. And then there are a lot of items that you could only get from grinding mobs. So I feel overall the gear is better from grinding than it is from crafting.
Yeah, that's in my opinion. I think it should be that way. You know, you're getting combat armor for fighting in combat kind of thing. I don't really want to think that by standing in front of a spinning wheel all day, I'm going to have more powerful armor than a warrior who's been fighting for years. You know, it just makes more sense in terms of immersion and roleplay, if you will, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so that's I think that's all they really said about the energy system. So I'm hoping it'll work out well and not, I don't know. I don't know. I hope it works out and doesn't limit us too much, because making this boat, for example, I don't know if you've dropped in my stream the past few days, or I've literally just put a YouTube video out about me making a boat, and I cannot believe how hard it is to make a boat in this game. Like, shocking. Have you ever crafted one?
I started to craft a boat, but it was just too expensive, and I really didn't want to put the stuff aside for it, to be quite honest.
It's unbelievable. I was literally up at 2:30 in the morning playing Log Simulator. Like, just chopping down trees for like 2 hours. And I couldn't believe how many materials you needed. When I first looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, this is easy. And then someone's like, yo, mate, that's a rowing boat. And I was like, but it's called a ferry. They were like, yeah, that's a rowing boat. I was like, I see. So, but yeah, it's just absurd. And with the energy restrictions on EU, that boat would have taken an unfathomable amount of time to make, because all the processing and everything it needs to, you know, for the plywood, the scantling, the melting, it would have been unreal. It wouldn't have been doable. So I don't know how they're going to do stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I actually really agree with you on that. And boats is a huge concern of mine, due to the fact that it is very, very difficult to craft a boat. And to me, I don't think the reward is worth it that much. I mean, going back to, sorry to compare this game to Arcade, is the worst thing ever, but going back to Arcade, I remember I crafted a galleon on Arcade, and it took a while, but it was so rewarding having this massive galleon. Yeah, it was amazing. And then you look at the boats on Black Desert and you're just like, really?
Totally agree. It was very underwhelming. Like, it was satisfying when I finished my boat, because I was like, oh damn, look at this boat kind of thing. Like, I put so much time into this, I finally got a boat. But I just keep thinking in Arcade, I was like, yeah, but I used to have a fishing boat in Arcade, which, you know, had like paddle sails on it, everything, and I could hook fish on the back of it and all this, and raise and lower the hooks. And then I had a galleon which had, you know, cannons on it. It's just, I don't know. I know it's a different game. I know, yeah, like you say, we can't really compare it, because Arcade was a sea warfare game. That was like its main selling point. So obviously the boats are going to be cooler. But at the same time, I was kind of like, man. And as far as I'm aware, that is the best boat you can get in the game in Black Desert. Is it not, or am I wrong?
Yeah, there are no impressive boats in Black Desert. That is the best boat you can get, and then you can get skins for it to make it look slightly different. But again, it still looks pretty rubbish. Yeah. You know. Maybe
they'll do something with that later on. I really hope they do, because everyone seems to love like naval warfare in these kind of games. They think it's like, you know, it's like the best feature. And there is whale hunting in this game as well, which I imagine you have to take the boat out to sea to find. I haven't done it yet. Have you tried whale hunting?
I haven't, but I do know what it entails. Whale hunting, you actually need to get your hunting level up, and you actually get like a harpoon gun to hunt them, which is really cool, you know? So my opinion of this is that perhaps a boat that could store slightly more would be good for that, because I know they weigh a lot, so they're going to weigh you down a ton.
Right,
if
yeah.
you go whaling, you know.
And do you have to go far out to sea to find them, or is it kind of just right there?
You have to go out to sea to whale, yes.
Because the boats are slow. Like, I tried to travel some distance to explore the sea. After 5 minutes, I was like, I can't do this. It's too slow. The sea is making me feel sick by looking at it. I was like, I'm turning back. I'm going back and I'm fishing, kind of thing. But yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from boats. I didn't mean for this to turn into a boat discussion, but it's like the thing I don't know, it's how I judge if a game's good or not. Does the sea look good, and is there a boat in it? That's why I love that in games. But one of the other things they announced today in the PM Diary was the experience thing. They were saying how they've basically what they've done is they've increased the XP that you earn from being in a group, haven't they? So if you were originally going to get... What was it? Hang on, let me see if I still got it loaded up. I don't know if you can remember what it was. I think I've closed it. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, so originally if there were 2 people in a group, you'd only get 50% XP, but now you get 60%. And then it gets kind of weird. With 3, 4, and 5 players in the party, you get 50% XP still. So I was thinking that this is going to be ridiculous for group grinding kind of thing. You know, you can get a group of 5 of you, and if you're in somewhere densely populated enough, like, for example, let's say Catfish, you can just spam kill everything.
Yeah, I can understand your concern with that, and I do relate with that. It would be slightly irritating to have a group of 5 people all getting, 50% XP, and all of them, kind of covering the whole of Catfish, preventing anyone else to really get in there. That would be something that I can see causing issues. Though, that being said, I also think that more group experience is a good thing, because I know that right now the game is in a state where you're kind of stuck leveling solo. I don't know if you noticed that, but nobody really levels together.
No, there's no, because at the moment there is no point. It is good that it's good that they've encouraged party play essentially by doing it, but I feel like there is literally no repercussions to leveling in a group. If there is a big enough concentration density of mobs, I can't think of anywhere else except Catfish. Maybe the monastery as well. That seems to have a large concentration of mobs too. You're just going to be able to pull everything, and the XP radius is quite wide. You don't have to be right by someone to get the XP. So you just pull everything and just totally massacre this place. So, I don't know. I hope it will work, because, like you say, it encourages group play, but at the same time, I'm slightly concerned that it's going to ruin... Like, if I want to go grind by myself, oh yeah, let's go Catfish. Lol joke, there's a group of, 5 people here, and there's a group of 5 people there. There's no mobs for me to kill.
Yeah, and that'll be a big problem with guilds as well, because there will be the kind of guilds that want to dominate channels. They will want to dominate that channel entirely and make sure that nobody else is capable of doing something. So I can fully imagine a guild leader going, well, look, here are the end game areas. We're going to have one group of our guild go here, one group of our guild go here, and one group of our guild go here, and having one guild just dominating 3 farming spots at the same time.
Yeah.
And it would get very annoying.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, if they all dominate it, they're just going to become more and more powerful. Then at one point, they're just going to own the server. That's another thing that I'm worried about in this game. Like Arcade, did you play on EU servers?
Arcade, yes, I did.
What server did you play on?
I played on Dahuta.
Yeah, I was a Shattergon kind of guy. But on that server, I was in a guild. I was a guild leader on that. And my guild had about, 200 members, 300 members. So we were in 200, 300 members. Sounds big. But in Arcade, no. Like, we were a mid-sized guild kind of thing. And there were 2 guilds that just dominated the server. They had, they had castles, and they had every, high-end ship in the game. And they were just, you could never beat them kind of thing. And in Black Desert, obviously, you've got control of the nodes and everything, and control of towns, don't you? Now, on the Russian version, I don't know what it's like, but on the Korean version, there are 3 guilds which own everything, pretty much. And it's just kind of like the rich become richer and the poor become poorer. And I don't know whether they're ever going to address anything with that. I don't know, do you think it needs to be addressed, or are you just like, well, the survival of the fittest and all that?
I feel like they should be rewarded, and I think putting it into a situation where you can't control things and you kind of, it forces you out of controlling too much, will kind of put players off the game, because for having a big guild, you should be rewarded. I mean, it takes a lot to get a big guild of people that all all are putting effort into it. I mean,
Yeah.
getting a guild full of people is easy. You just invite random people. But then getting all of those people to actually coordinate and do things together, that's the hard part.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you can do that, then props to you. I just think the main issue there is that on Korea, there's you play Korea, so you know this. On Korea, there's quite a restriction on PvPing, so you don't get too many people killing for no reason. You don't get too many guilds going around just ambushing people for no reason. But if you have this issue where guilds are dominating everything, controlling everything, you're going to have this very, very powerful guild, and the Russian and EU PvP I know is going to be less restricted. So if you do have that could cause problems.
Yeah. But I kind of want it to be less restricted. That was the next thing I was going to move on to. So I guess this brings us on nicely. Is the PvP in this game is amazing, but it doesn't exist. Like when I went to play in an arena. In there's one in Caltheon, isn't there? And then there's one in Valia or Vaela, or however you pronounce it. And that is the most fun I've had in this game. Seriously, I was PvPing against some guildies. I was like, this is great. I could dodge attacks. I can invincible frames and all this stuff. This is great. In the real world, I've been attacked once. And that's because I started it. And I ended up dying. And it's two things. There are really heavy punishments. And it's a pot battle. Who can use the most potions in the game? And I don't know. I don't know what... I don't know what they can do to fix that. Have they said anything about the karma? Because at the moment, I don't think they have so far, have they?
I believe it's going to be more towards... They have hinted that it's going to be more towards the Russian version, and the Russian version is nowhere near as punishing. But I will tell you that I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. Reason being is because, and I will admit this, I'm deeply sorry for doing this, and I do regret it, and I feel like a terrible person, but I thought, let's try PvP. And I didn't just think, let's try PvPing, and this is very hypocritical of me, because I feel like you shouldn't bully players.
Is this the story where you went and obliterated some level 30s?
I did. There were some Russian level 30s, and I thought, well, let's try PvPing them. So I killed about 3 or 4 level 30s that were just trying to grind and get gear, and I still did not go into negative karma for that. So I got no punishment for it at all.
And then how do you get back positive karma exactly? Is it from grinding like PvE mobs or...
Grinding mobs, yeah, that's how you get that karma.
Does it take a long time to get it back or reasonable?
Reasonable. I mean, I did that, 3 days ago I must have killed those guys, and I've probably grinded for about 4 or 5 hours since then, like in total of grinding mobs, and I've already gained back like 40k from it.
Oh, okay.
So it's not, it's not too bad.
Not too bad. But then at the same time, if say you and me, we're guild leaders, we're in rivaling guilds, we're not allied. I'm grinding. I'm going to use Catfish again because it's the only thing I can think of. I'm grinding at Catfish in a group of 5, and you come along with your group of 5 people to grind at Catfish. Now, if we engage and fight each other, because we're not doing a guild v guild scenario at that point, we're all going to screw our karma completely, aren't we?
No, we're not, because if we're at war with each other, then you do not get that negative.
You get no negative karma if a guild declares a war against another guild.
You need to both have declared war against each other. If a guild declares war on you, then when that guild attacks you, they still get negative karma. But when you attack them, you don't get negative karma because they declared war on you.
Interesting.
If you both declare war on each other, then nobody gets negative karma.
There you go. I did not know that. So there you go. So that's actually, that makes me feel really good, because I was really worried that I'd be like, yeah, I really want to PvP against this guild that, we're sworn enemies against, but we can't do it until the weekend when there's an event or something for a castle war or something. So that actually kind of makes me feel a lot better about the PvP system in this game. So it's basically, it's almost like the PvP system is protecting people who don't have guilds, kind of thing. If you want to play this game by yourself, kind of thing, you don't get harassed all day, kind of thing. So,
yes. In fact, if someone is at war with your guild, for instance, on Russia, I'm at war with a guild, and they're at war with me, and I'm at war with them. So if one of them is to run into me in the wild, I turn up red to them, and they turn up red to me. We instantly are fighting. Whether one of us is tagged up or not,
so
we're
you don't have to
already red
flag.
to each other.
You've got no choice. You're insta-flagged, regardless if you come across one of them. It's
yes, because you're at war with them.
I like that. Okay, I like that idea. Also, someone mentioned in chat about maybe adding a guild limit. There is a guild limit, is there not? Isn't there of 100 people?
There is a guild limit. I think they're increasing it, if I'm not mistaken.
God.
with later updates, but right now there is a guild limit. You also have to reach that guild status by actually doing guild quests and getting guild experience as well. So it's quite difficult to actually get those slots in the first place.
That's kind of nice that there aren't going to be mega derp guilds at release, where kind of everyone's running around, and they're all like, oh yeah, we're just going to join the guild with the most members straight away so we can dominate the server.
Exactly.
So there's going to be no mega guilds.
And what it does is it prevents you from running around and just inviting random people who will not do guild quests.
Yes. Yeah, because obviously you want people who are actually going to be beneficial to your guild, because you're unlimited on the amount. And also, I don't know if anyone in the stream doesn't know this or anything, with guilds in this game, you have to pay people to be in your guild. Like, they don't just sit in the guild and chill. You have to pay them a small amount of silver.
Wow.
What?
You don't have to. They have a right to take the silver, but if you have no silver in your guild, you cannot pay them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So if the guild just does nothing, I assumed it would get to the point where if you have no silver in the guild, it would be like, we can't have you in the guild anymore. There's no money to pay your contract.
No, they can stay in the guild because it's their choice if they want to withdraw money. So they can stay in the guild if you have no money, which is something I've done in my guild. I feel really bad about this. My guild is just my viewers and subscribers, and I put the limit that if anyone steals money from my guild, I'm going to kick them out. So I do not pay my guild members.
Damn. Yeah, wow, awful. Do you do daily guild quests or not really?
We do them from time to time, and we usually fail them.
How?
So, because we're not very good. My guild's not very high level, so.
Oh really? You guys not all like level 50 and stuff?
No, I just invite all my viewers and stuff. Really.
Sure. It's just sort of like a casual, friendly guild, if you will. Because in my guild they're doing one right now actually, and I'm just sat here fishing. I feel kind of bad. Again, I've missed every guild quest today, but we're doing sort of like 3, 4, 5 guild quests every day, and they're pretty brutal. The guild quests, they're pretty damn relentless. But they're kind of rewarding when you get them done, obviously, because you get the guild skill XP and all that stuff, don't you? But
yeah,
at the start, is the max limit of people that you can have at the start 40? Is that? I'm not actually sure. Do you know what the max
40 people at start. You first of all, this is only based on Russia, but first of all you start with 20 slots.
Really? Oh, damn, that's brutal. Okay, because you get 10 when you're a clan, don't you? Because you have to make a clan first, then you upgrade a clan into a guild.
Yes.
And then, wow, 20 slots, okay. And then how long do you have to wait to upgrade it? How does that work? Is that a really long process to get more slots, or is it pretty fast at the start?
You start with a couple of points, so you can straight away put them into guild slots and get yourself up to 25 or 30, I think. Okay,
so it's like a skill tree then. It's like he's just literally in that guild skill tree that I think if I press G I can go into now. Is it just, hang on, guild skill. Okay, I have no idea where it would be to say, increase the size of your guild. Is it somewhere on the guild skill tree?
It's on the front page, I believe, and there's a little, on the main page there's a little thing that says guild points. And then above where it says guild points, it says person and something else. And
I cannot hunt this down. Furious Roar, I can see that. Furious Roar, Imperial Trade Guild, Elephant Breeding, because we all need it. That's what I want, man. I want to try the elephant in this game so badly. That would just be the best thing.
You want to go on the front page, you're on the skill page, so it's actually
on the actual front page of guild information right here. Oh, person, 47 out of 60. I see what we're at, right? So we can go up to 60 in this guild. And we've got 47 people in here. But, I mean, if you spend points on that other stuff, obviously you can't... does that take the same skill points that it would take to, get that thing... What was it called? Furious Roar, I think it's called?
I think they share the same points.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
I think you share the points. So you can either use them in slots, or you can use them in the actual guild skills.
Right, okay, cool. That makes sense. Hang on one sec. Why are you...